Okay, we'll call this board meeting to order.
At 6:03.
6:03. Well, you just snuck in, James, barely.
We were gonna lock the door.
Oh, sure you were.
Okay. Yeah, try it. Somebody like to say a prayer? Do we have a volunteer?
Anybody volunteer to say a prayer? Or should we just all have a moment of silence? How about that one? Have a moment of silence and prayer.
Thank you, Lord.
Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the
United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Once again, a board meeting. So this is just for the board to conduct their business. But I would like to, after we adjourn the meeting, if somebody's got any questions, we'll meet with you after that to hear any concerns. Okay, you got the attendance log, Lindsay?
Yep.
Okay. Do we have a motion to approve the minutes from the last board meeting?
Maureen makes a motion to approve the,
I second that motion.
there we go. All.
Okay, we'll get to the reports. Marshall, do you want to do the report?
I don't think.
Oh, golly.
I don't have it.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. I gotta get into the game here, so. Marshall, do you want to give the ACC?
I don't have the paperwork on it.
Hang on a second, I've got it. Okay. It's the November permit process was 25. Year-to-date permit process is 189. Permits pending. Stock-built homes currently under construction, 14, which I think that's wonderful. And manufactured homes in progress, 9. So that's all I got from Rich on the ACC. Okay, Maureen?
Okay. So, I always like to go to that collection thing. So, we have, out, step 1, 681. In step 2 of collections with the delinquency notice, 573. Step 3, demand letters, are supposed to be sent out on January the 1st, and that'll be 209 of those. Step 4, eligible, there's nothing there, so payment plan status, we've set up 43 payment plans so far, which is fabulous. Wow, this is such a mess. I don't know if this is what she means by this. So our operating account balance is $201,366. Reserve account has $214,584. Then our reserve deposits account is $22,500. Operating social committee balance is $2,361.09. Our AR status as of October 21st, not quite sure why she did not update that. Oh, here, she did an update. Here we go. November was $715,066, which is a difference of $55,024. So is she trying to say that we brought in that much money? Or we have more that are, this is different than she normally does it, sorry guys.
The one with AR and family?
Yeah. Yeah, well,
Yeah, the accounts receivable went down
So
55.
this is probably supposed to be December.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it'd be like
Okay,
that.
so I'm
So, yeah.
assuming from this report from her, I'm sorry, we, have taken in 55,000, I'm gonna guess, from
Yeah.
that.
That's what it looks like.
$55,000 in collections of past due assessments, so that's pretty good. The ones that were over 90, days, 58,000, the ones that are over 60 days, looks like 5,541. I will get confirmation on that from her because that's not what she normally sends me.
The bottom line is progress.
Confirm, we have made progress in collections, so that is awesome, guys. Very sweet. Compliance. 74 active violations, 14 of them are in step 1, 25 are in the step 2, another 25 in step 3, and 10 of them in step 4, which is a fine. There you go for that one, and that's all I have. If anybody looks at financials on the thing, there are some, questions that we're having, PMI look into that we had from, accounts payable from December was not a good month for understanding all those things, so we are working on, that process right now, waiting for updates on those items. And that's all I have.
But the good news is we're not gonna be materially off from where we thought we were gonna be, correct?
No, we are not. We are going to be, I think, in a better position than we thought we were going to be.
Which is good.
It is awesome.
Yeah, good news.
We're gonna end the year on a positive.
Okay, Frank, who's over maintenance?
I have two individuals, two gentlemen, who are from the office, who wanted to come down and take a look at the office to see about emergency exit. We graded it at the office, excuse me, I have an hour sore throat. There's somebody else who wants to come down, so by the end of next week, or by Christmas, we should have 3 bids to put emergency exit in the office, to make these lots and so forth. Regarding the lights on the playground, I'm doing some pricing on it, and I need to talk to PMI about their maintenance people, but it won't cost more than $1,000 to purchase the materials to put lights, solar lights up there. And we have get PMI to pour concrete footings for the poles, you know, right on either side of it, which should be sufficient
Okay.
for that. So, as soon as I get an answer from that, then I'll come back looking for some money.
Nice. Anything on, I know we've had a lot of people say that they don't like the darkness of this side of the parking
Yeah,
lot.
I figure who to talk to about replacing those lights.
Well, I did look, and we have a pole at the end, so can we look into, having, United Co-op put a pole light on, at least until we figure out how to fix that light that's in the parking lot?
Give them a call.
We do have power going to that, Marshall and I looked at it, we do have power going to that
Yeah.
pole that has had a light
Yeah.
for years. Jeff from maintenance told me it had something to do with the transformer up on top, so I'm not real sure if that does, or if it's, I'm not sure, so it's something that we'll have to look into. First of all, we gotta get something to get us up that high.
Yeah.
You know, that's been a lot of money, so that's in the research. For those people that might be questioning the emergency exit in the office, before it was bricked a few years ago, there used to be 2 exits, which is required. And when they did the facade with all the brick, they just bricked over one of the exits. So now there's only one way in and one way out. So we need to put another exit in there for the office staff. Okay, is that it? Okay, thank you, Frank. Lindsay, social committee, which we got a lot happening.
There is definitely a lot going on in the social committee, both all of there are. So we have the Thursday is meal pickup, and all of that food has been taken care of. Lots of donations and and volunteers taking care of that. That was incredible. Friday is gifts, handing out gifts from the angel tree. All the angels.
That's Thursday.
Next Thursday.
This Thursday.
This Thursday.
You're doing Thursday meals and,
Yes,
Mhm.
both of them are
Okay.
Thursday.
so we'll move that up. Everybody is on Thursday. But all of the angels were taken care of by people. So that part's done, and then there is the Santa parade. So we received a donation this afternoon for Santa, so that's good. The Christmas light thing is also going on, which the deadline is the 18th, right? For people to get that number from the office and
Yes.
put their name on the list.
Mhm.
And there's gift cards for the 3 winners of each category. Those have been taken care of. And then we will be voting today to get cookies and milk for everybody coming in for the Santa parade. So that's coming up.
Okay. Mike, you're up on the roads.
Well, we got all the documentation to PMI and specifications, and they're supposed to be getting bids from you.
On the 2 cul-de-sacs.
Yes,
Okay.
well, and yes, for now. Ultimately, some other things too.
And then, that was it. Everything else is, ready to do this, okay?
You're voting in.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Bill. Going to old business. The fire department, light sign placement, they were gonna put it down by the wood fence, and then they were wanting to put it where the ladies club sign was, but they couldn't put it at the new fence because AT&T has got multiple lines that runs along that easement between the fence and the street. And they have to have, the hole they dig for that sign is 2 foot wide, but AT&T requires you to stay 2 foot away on either side, so there's just no room to put it there. We talked about putting it across the exit side and facing that way, and we thought that was gonna work, but then the fire department decided they didn't wanna put it there, so the last I heard from the fire department is there's no sign. They're gonna try to get their money back on it. Spectrum contract.
Yeah, we're gonna have a video call hopefully on Thursday morning. I've already, reached back out on the new information, pending resolution of that, and then I will get Spectrum rolling. We have completed contractual review. Adam gave us the thumbs up on that. So all we gotta do is take care of this one little checkbox on Thursday. Assuming that goes the way that I think it's gonna go, then we should be full steam ahead, maybe get that thing done right after the first of the year, which still gives us a shot at getting paid if we want.
Okay, super. Rules and regs, security update. Do you wanna just go into the new business?
Well, this is
Or do we
actually,
wanna
this is
discuss-
actually old business right here. This is this one.
Okay.
That's the one we're doing for the rules and regs, right?
This is the rules and regs, and this is, old business, that we were supposed to, by December 1st, we were supposed to have gone over and rewritten this part of it. So I make a motion to accept, these changes as written, to the safety rules and regulations of our rules and regulations for Indian Harbor.
A second.
Okay, question?
Any
Discussion. I got discussion. Are we on Rev 1 or Rev 2? Rev 1.
Rev
Okay.
1.
Okay. Has everybody had a chance to look at these? I know we talked about them in the deal. So we have a motion to accept Rev 1. Do we have a second?
Second, and it's all.
Second. We've had
Discuss.
discussion. Vote. All in favor of Rev 1? All opposed? Motion passes.
Rick, would you mind just explaining what that means, what we just did?
It's how we're addressing security, what they can and cannot
Yeah.
do.
I mean, let me published, and you guys have 30 days to make comments. So if you please take the time to go out to Town Square and look at them. If you have any thoughts, suggestions, or like them, don't like them, let us know. Because they're for y'all, not for us, but they're for everybody.
And the only
So-
changes are what you're gonna see in the outline. They're pretty simple.
So please take the time.
Okay, moving on, now we'll move on to new business. I don't think we'll do the legal review. Going to the fire department boathouse. I guess y'all aware they've got a beautiful rescue boat that's coming in ahead of schedule. That is, just a beautiful, beautiful fire department boat. They've asked the harbor to donate, not donate, but they're asking for a 3-foot easement from the walkway to the boathouse. The fire department, they've already contracted with, the Brazos, got permission to put an enclosed boathouse there. This boathouse will be sitting approximately just to the right if you're facing the water of the boat ramp down there. And that way, so when they pull up, the boat's in the water, just be one ramp, you go to the door, open it up, and they're in it and they're gone. And the boathouse is gonna sit approximately 23 foot out from the shore to get to the deepest water that they want.
Little picture.
So, can we get a motion to?
Yes,
So,
absolutely.
okay,
Yes, so we don't have the contract yet, but we've seen drafts, we've asked for changes, okay? I'm confident after Rick and I have met with them a couple of times, I'm confident that those changes are just a formality. And so, how about we make a motion to, accept the 3-foot easement, okay, which regardless of the rest of the contract, we're gonna do the 3-foot easement, right? And make a motion to accept the proposed contract pending review, and that, we're gonna agree to the 3-foot easement, assuming that it's where they say it's gonna be in the contractual language.
okay, so, okay. Do I have a
I
second? Okay, discussion? And I did talk with the fire department, and here's a map kind of if they want it, but once it gets put in place, they're gonna let us, to make sure we choose it where it is, because hopefully, trying to plan one day in the future, that if we ever had a pier come out to add more boathouses or a pier to go out, to maybe bring people into the marina and things like that, that area will still be open for us to do that in the water in the future.
And we have been given contracts. Okay.
Just a legal review.
But all contracts need to be legal reviewed.
Yeah, we have to.
Any more discussion? Okay. All in favor?
I for the 3-foot easement.
Aye. All opposed? Motion passes. I'll give a glass.
Security contract.
Okay. Next on the agenda is the security contract modification.
It's actually a complete new security contract, effective December.
In,
I make a,
go ahead.
I make a motion to accept the, new, security, contract from AGP, effective date December 16th is what it says.
Second.
Okay,
Now we can discuss.
discussion. So I like the contract because it's gonna save us $70,000 next year, give or take, and that helps.
With some, changes, so, Finance Committee asked Bill, who's in charge of Security, Committee, to, please contact, AGP and see if there's any way they can get that down. We're trying to save money, $400,000 was too much to spend, a year on that security. So Bill went to them, they came back, and he tried really hard, he got a $70,000 off of the $400,000. The main change is gonna be, is we're gonna go from 24-hour patrol to 16-hour patrol. So during the daytime, that section of time, there'll be nobody patrolling for those 8 hours. So that is what we have changed, and it can all change back.
Yeah.
So it's just to get us started into 2026. The board discussed it, and we feel like 16 hours of security is pretty awesome. Still, we'll keep the guard shack the way it is, and
So, yeah, two comments on that. I wasn't there for the workshop,
Yeah.
for apologies, but reading the document.
yeah,
One, looks to me like, and I know we talked about it before, that this period of time that they're not gonna be is when we have the least amount of things going on anyway, where we need them, okay? Number two is that, to your point, same level of service otherwise. Number three, save $71,000. And number four, retain the ability to reopen the contract at our discretion and make additional changes. So if we find out this isn't working, we can revert, or we can come back later if it's going great and try to get additional savings. Is that fair?
absolutely.
Okay, any more discussion? I agree with you, Greg. I think it gets us going in the right direction, and I like that we can change it if we feel it doesn't work, so. Okay, take a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Okay, social committee fund request. Do we have a motion, or do you want to explain to the board?
Yes, I make a motion that we approve $75 for the cookies and yummies for, Santa Parade on Saturday.
Second? Okay, discussion? So that gets us the cookies, everything else is taken care of
Yep.
with the donations to Santa and everything like that, so we're good to go,
And
so.
back in there.
Okay, all in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion passes.
We have to put a now on.
What's that?
Yes, and there's one more. We need to, put in a motion to vote Nancy into the social.
I make a motion to, add Nancy Dyke to the, social committee as a member.
I'm gonna abstain for plausible deniability.
Okay, I understand. That's the husband speaking right there. Did you make a motion?
I did, so I need someone to second
I'll
that.
second that. Any discussion?
No?
All in favor of accepting Nancy? All opposed? Anybody abstain?
Yes.
Okay. Congratulations. Nancy's not here, is she? Oh, okay.
You
Just
just
ask
gotta take
her
any
for her
chances, that's all.
accommodation. Look at us, we are literally done.
We are done. So is there a motion to adjourn the meeting?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second that.
And I'm in favor.
I'm in favor.
All adjournment?
All in favor, aye. Yay, we are adjourned.
Okay, the meeting's adjourned. Is there any questions from anybody?
Questions?
I wanna know if at any point in time, are we going to have someone in the office Monday through Friday and make the auction for different Saturdays, one Saturday a month or every other Saturday? We have a lot of people that are part-timers here.
Sorry, okay,
I'm sorry.
go ahead, Betty.
I'm sorry.
We have a lot of people that are part-timers here that cannot get into the office and get their business taken care of. We had the same issue years ago, but we have, to my knowledge, we had 3 people in that office. And we closed down for almost 5 straight days because of some skinny-ass holiday. And because that closed there, then we got Friday, and then Monday was another whatever, and so the office stays closed. We should not have that. And the last holiday that they took was very rare for everybody. Maybe only the governmental office should have been closed or whatever, but you didn't see any doctor's office or anybody like that closed during that period of time. And I seen them girls out there sitting out there smoking, for over an hour. And Jenny's in there by herself. So my problem with that is I feel like that we need to have something, address something to the situation, because we have part-time people in here that can't get their business taken care of.
I agree.
Yeah.
So
I
here's
think
our,
there's a lot of people in the harbor that agree to
okay,
that.
so,
Oh, yeah.
and we do, so here's the problem, is a contract was voted in the last board. And in that contract, there is no set hours that that office has to be open. Unfortunately, there's a lot, that, the contract, as I believe Lindsay and Greg have both said, is, boy, I'd like someone to write a contract for me for that, for business, cause their contract, and I'm just being real, their contract literally gives them all the power, and we have no power as Indian Harbor. So we are,
That's wrong, that we should have never let them have that control over.
You're right.
agree,
Yeah,
and that's
absolutely.
what we
But
need.
unfortunately,
But, see, we're working on things, our main goal, and I'm just gonna put it out, our main goal is to get an audit done. We have not had an audit, we are going to have an audit, that is our main goal. We need to get that done, so, but here I'm gonna say this, is that we are going to, just like we asked for contract revisions with security, we are going to do the same thing with PMI.
Correct.
Because
If we're gonna live with them being like that, then we need to cut some salaries.
Agreed.
there's so many things we wholeheartedly agree with everybody in Indian Harbor. We want the office open, and really from their contract, it says on-site employees. So they're saying that they don't have to keep the office open, because there is usually somebody in there on Mondays and Fridays, but they don't open the office. Because they think contractually, if they have people working for Indian Harbor from 8:30 to 5:30, they are,
Do you honestly believe those two girls work on Indian Harbor for the 3 days that they're in there?
no ma'am, no ma'am, we do not.
Okay.
But
And
we
we
are
can't
gonna
even
address
confirm it.
that and
Okay.
sit down
But
with
we
you.
are.
I hear everything you
I'm
say,
not-
and I
yeah.
agree with you 1,000%.
All right, I'll get off my soapbox.
No,
on
you
that.
can get on
Oh.
that soapbox, because it's.
I just wanted to make a comment. You're telling me that PMI, per contract, is in full control?
No, that's not
No,
what I said.
no.
I said their contract
Over
Yeah.
their
gives them
employees.
control over the employees. We don't have
Okay.
control
Okay.
over those employees.
That's a good point, James.
Which,
Yeah.
which
I've-
means, in essence, we
Can't
don't
tell
have
them what to
control.
do.
It's like, when we want maintenance, why is maintenance not doing this? Why is Mindy not doing this? Why is Candace not doing this? Why, we're not supposed to say anything to the employees that we pay their salary.
And the other problem is, unlike PMI, unlike our security people, we can get out of that contract in 30 days, no penalty. You'd be nuts to do it, because it's so difficult. But with PMI, if we try to get out of it early, there's severe penalties.
Well, then why can't we go ahead and say, okay, we don't need this one person, and then we can hire somebody on our own for probably half the price of what they're charging us?
Because that is part of renegotiating that contract and why we need to audit it. I assure you, in every single meeting, we talk about this, the same thing. And so we are gonna have to renegotiate that, but we're gonna have to put something in there. Because at this point, we can't see their job descriptions. We don't know exactly what they're supposed to do.
So we're paying for something that we have no idea about.
Right now, we are, but we do not wanna continue that.
Basically.
We do not wanna continue that. It is ridiculous. So their contract, which you can see, I think the contract's on there. I don't know if it is on Town Square, but basically, there's a contract for management. Then they have this à la carte menu, we call it à la carte menu, because they can charge us for all kinds of different little things. And one of the things is that we can ask as a board, as Indian Harbor, for them to give on-site employees. We don't have to have their employees. As per contract, I think that we can say we don't want any of those people. But then we better be ready, as Greg has explained, to all that, so they're like, get rid of them, you have to have something in place, because
The bills have to get paid.
The bills have to get-
The collections have to
Yeah,
get done.
and make no mistake, it's a full-time job to run this place. And,
It's a small city.
and we can be frustrated with them, but don't cut off your nose to spite your face.
we
Because
need
if
to,
we got
have
mad
to
at
have a
them and locked them
transition
out,
I
then
understand.
how many of y'all are gonna be down there tomorrow morning to run the office?
Yeah, it's definitely something, all the computer programming that they use, that houses everything that we have. We need to be able to have instant access. I mean, things as simple as our insurance for Indian Harbor, that is, I don't know the term that I'm trying to use, Greg, but basically, if we get rid of PMI, my understanding is our insurance goes with PMI, because they get it for us as per contract. So, we have to have that prepared for, so
There's a lot of
lots
things that we're finding out in the last contract that I don't like at all. But what the board said, we are meeting with other insurance companies right now to kind of prepare, for the future if that comes to it. So, but we can't go into it blindly. But like Marie said, the audit's the first thing, so we can make sure everything's on the up and up. I agree, and do
Yes,
that.
we do.
So, but we are aware, let me know, we are aware.
We all want that office open.
And we are working on it, and we are documenting, and we are going to ask for a revision in the very near future.
It's just-
When's the contract end?
3 years.
Does the contract give you the right to request a revision?
Yes,
That was my question.
any contract you can.
It's got a T for C clause in it, so all we gotta do is we just, and again, the plan is, we're gonna prioritize the items, we're gonna go in and try to renegotiate that, and as we're going along, we'll get a full external audit done with a to be determined, but not the same accounting firm.
And didn't you say,
Is there a breach of contract in there? Could be, depending on if there's problems. Now, look, we don't have any reason to think that there's fraud or anything like that going on, okay? There's nothing on fire that I've smelled. Now, but like anything else, it's just good business. Okay, just good business.
And we haven't had it on now, like, forever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just good business.
We are gonna get that done, and we are going to revise this contract one way or the other, and if we have to find another management company.
Why not just
Well,
hire your
also,
own
We're
manager?
looking at that too, I'm
Does
just
the
saying,
contract have a
we're
clause
covering it.
But we gotta give them a
Well,
chance,
you
we
can
gotta tell them what our
audit.
concerns are,
The
out of due
contract has
respect,
an
to
audit
give them a
clause, you're
chance to
allowed to
come back to us.
Say that again one more
Does
time.
the contract have a clause where you're allowed to audit?
We don't need that because our governing documents state that
Correct.
we have to, and they have to go by our governing documents.
Versus a contract? They don't, why would that supersede?
Well, they
They're
agree,
not part of the harbor.
but the contract,
It's not an
in
audit
the
of their
contract,
company,
they
but
agreed to
it's
abide
our
by
stuff.
our
It's
government.
the audit of our books and records.
Our books and records.
That which they maintain, that they maintain.
Oh, yeah, not theirs.
Yeah, not theirs, we can't look at theirs, because I'm sure it just says, all this money from Indian Harbor.
and didn't you say too, what bothered me about the contract is that we pay a lump sum for salaries, but we have no idea who gets paid what?
Nope, we do not. We do not, we do
But,
not.
and then didn't you say that we could specify percentage-wise?
So when I was negotiating or
No, but you could say, okay,
speaking with PMI about the budget, because I needed to know how much money do I need to budget, because I did the expense side and Greg did the income side. So I would message them, okay, how much do you need? And then I'd say, okay, well, what does that give us? And then he said, well, X amount percentage of this person, a percentage of this person, all of this person, all of that person, that's all you hear, so you can't really figure out what you're paying me for and how much you're paying, and that is just
Crazy.
ridiculous. I mean, not paying for somebody I have no control of drives me insane. So it just doesn't make sense. There's no accountability.
but since you pay a percentage, you could say, I wanna pay 0% of Mindy's salary.
Well, we can literally tell them we want no employees.
Yeah.
We can say, we don't want Greg, we don't want Candace, we don't want Ginny, we don't want Mindy, we don't want Jeff, we don't want Cliff. We can say we don't want any of them and just keep the management side of it, which is hard to determine exactly what that means, but we can get rid of the entire payroll, but we have to be prepared
Mhm.
to fill those gaps.
The
So-
interesting part is that you don't really know what the gaps are because you can't see a job description.
Yeah, and that's just crazy to me.
It's like playing poker.
Well, it's crazy that we can't give them a job description.
What do we lose?
I mean, to be honest with you, from the financial side of it, Mindy is the most important person.
Well, I just used her name out
No, I know, I'm
there,
just saying, so like the rest
I'm
of them,
not
in my
pinpointing
opinion,
her,
can
I'm just
kinda,
saying.
not that I have any, ill will towards any of them. To me, we should have one person in the office doing all of our accounts payable, all the other things, with somebody being able to do the daily business stuff, and I just don't see the need for all the rest of it. We just don't have that much money.
James?
I thought that the management company had to be a part of the board meeting.
They
They should,
Aren't they under contract to be here? I mean,
So we were informed
I
right
mean-
before,
right before, you're right.
because this is something that you got people wanting to talk to them,
yep.
and they're not
100%.
here.
So here's the thing, Mindy contacted, she came down, she was in the office today, and she came down with a rash.
Hives or rash,
Hives
that's
or rash, and she
all
had
over
to
her
go.
entire body, and they took her to the ER.
Christian was, already had another HOA that he was going to their meeting tonight. Greg had,
An obligation.
an obligation.
Who's Greg?
Greg
Greg.
is the code compliance
Compliance.
person.
Just
All
one
right.
of the other people in our canvas.
The one we just hired to do compliance,
Compliance.
Code compliance.
Right.
co-compliance.
So basically, no one was available, but they did make us aware,
And they
so,
did tell us.
so that's
They
all
did
right.
offer us Candace possibly, and we said we would, it would funnel
Would be
through.
okay.
We'll muddle through.
But that
We
is
muddle.
correct, James, they should be here, and we'll make note of that, because they charge us for extra.
I mean, they're gonna charge you for being here
Hey,
anyway.
Maureen,
Pardon?
there's no updated agenda on Town Square for residents to see either.
She should have updated that.
I just looked because I wanted to know what was going on.
She had a rash. No, I'm just joking. She had it finalized this morning. She should have updated it. Thank you, because I'll write that little note too.
Not laughing,
I've got a book.
but it does sound like a joke when you say we're not here because she got a rash, it just sounds funny.
Put it in the official notes.
Well, I mean, health is health. So
Well, maybe
gotta
we
do
should
that.
keep track of
Correct.
the number of times and,
Absolutely.
Yeah, because he has no problems charging us when he comes to things that he's not required to come to.
yeah, so.
At a nice little fee.
Can you tell us the high points of what we're supposed to read on Town Square when you're talking about what security can and cannot do?
Okay,
in your
so this is in the workshop, security, we're trying to clarify, like, we're gonna have a security policy that will develop, basically letting the members know what can and can't be done. Or what we are okay with or not okay with being done. That's something new. There's, Bill's been working on it for a long time, trying to get some things in, clarification in there, so we're gonna have a, what is it called, an SOP?
Yes.
And just get that firm. So the only thing that's really going into the security thing, I'll read it. It just says the Indian Harbor Board of Directors may hire a private security company to provide security and enforce the governing documents of Indian Harbor as such pertain to the safety, health, and property of the Indian Harbor property owners and associate members. Contracted security officers are authorized through contract with Indian Harbor and or through applicability of all these different codes and laws of Texas, basically the laws of Texas, to protect property and persons within Indian Harbor. Those are the two statements that basically went in there.
I misunderstood. I thought you were adding rules and regulations,
Well,
allowing.
this is added to
It's
the
adding
rules.
to it, but it's not defining what they can do.
No, because rules and regulations really aren't supposed to be a definition of all those things. We need to do a security policy
That'll
where
be
we
a
say,
standard operating procedure that Bill's developing.
moving violations with what fees might be, warranted for those things, so people know it's a fees and fines, policy, I believe.
So when you
Like-
take your nap up here, I can go like 80 miles an hour.
It is so, we hear that so much.
I know.
Everybody naps,
I'm
like
not
security
blaming.
naps, maintenance naps.
Are they still armed?
Yes, okay, the patrol is armed, we're paying for armed, right, is that right, Bill? The patrol is still armed, but the guard shack guys are not.
Okay.
Correct. James?
Talking about fees, I noticed on the day just before the town hall, they added a $15 fee to my account. And For administration fees?
So you are not the first person that has
Yeah.
mentioned that $15 fee. So
Yeah.
I believe that, I mean, I'll look into it. My understanding of what the fee is, which maybe it shouldn't be on yours, is if you do a payment plan, they do and can legally charge a fee to set you up on a payment.
Well, I'm curious as to when did the board approve a vote that allows them to charge fees for
That-
whatever? I just wanna know that.
I
I'm
don't know.
sure that would have been in their contract, James. So
The contract that they not only tell you what the people do, but now they can charge whatever fees they want.
State allows it. The state actually allows
I
that.
think
Right.
that's a state
State
thing.
does.
That was discussed under discussion back in the early part of the year.
Yeah, I
Where
thought,
they started talking about having payment plans.
yeah, I thought we
Because the
agreed
state
that they
requires us
shouldn't.
to offer payment plans.
Yes, and I believe our governing documents, I can
It
pull
is.
it up, it says that we can charge for payment plans, it's in the governing.
Well, you
document.
can charge for payment plans, and it comes under payment plans. It does not say administrative and mail fees.
Say that again?
It's an administrative fee, it's a mail fee.
Yeah, they should not.
Do you
Yeah.
want a payment plan, James?
No,
If you don't mind me asking.
no, I paid my,
So there
I
would be
paid
no
what the
reason-
settlement agreement said that I'm supposed to be paying, and they still have that account wrong.
Last year, they had that same thing with the administrative fee.
Hmm.
I walked in and said, what the hell is this? They took it off.
I'll look
Yeah.
at.
Yeah, but
Come
if,
to office,
you
James.
see, here's my problem with it, okay? Now, I probably go down to the office, and, you know, there's, oh, we'll just wipe it out. But then they still, if they did that to everybody, and those people that don't have the time to either see it or do it, I mean, to me, that stinks of fraud. But I see fraud everywhere, folks, so I'll be honest about it, and there's fraud everywhere,
We'll look
and,
into that, James.
No,
but-
I'm looking because you're not the only one that has, mentioned that.
yeah.
I've heard other people say it, and I was.
Well, if
I
you
don't know
want a
if they're using
fee,
the terminology
put it up for a
incorrectly.
vote. That's like a special assessments that you're not supposed to really do.
Say that
But
again.
Don't say nothing.
if you want a fee, put it up for a vote. You know, let the people know that they're gonna be charged a fee, and not something that's gonna be random just before a town hall.
If you are paying your assessment, this is my personal opinion, if you are paying your assessment in full, then there should be no fee associated with that. I don't even like the fact that I have to pay extra because I pay to town square. I feel like if I pay, I should just pay. You know, if you're affording me that, you know, unless I can walk in there and pay with a credit card. I pay everything with a credit card, so the only way I can pay for a credit card, with a credit card, is I have to go to town square, so I have to pay extra.
How come we don't have a credit card machine up there?
With my
Without
credit card,
paying a fee.
Because 3%.
with the credit card?
Well, make
Well, you could
the
do-
person doing the
Well, I,
payment.
I.
Like my office, we did it.
But you charge them.
When people walked into my office, all we did was go on,
I send mine
like Town
directly.
Square,
Mhm.
and we did it right then for them.
Yeah.
Still same cost.
Yeah.
But we could process it.
You know,
Without fee.
No, we still have to pay the fee, but we just if somebody wanted to walk in and do it, we still process
that's
it.
their
But
main.
they go,
Yeah.
now if you go up there, you have to have a check or a money
And
order.
nobody does
Yeah.
that anymore.
So-
I have it sent
money order's
every
fine.
month.
Well, they can't be
Every
trusted with
Friday.
cash. They lose
I have
cash up
a
there all the
balance in
time,
my
so,
account,
I'll be
so
afraid to
dues
get
come
wrong.
up,
yeah.
they
Now,
just
did
take
they-
it out.
did they
But there's
send
no
you-
fee. I don't pay a fee.
Are you sure you don't pay a fee?
Well, it comes out of my bill pay every month, it goes directly to them.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So I
it's
guess
not a
maybe that's
credit
not a
card.
credit card.
Correct.
You're saying swiping a card?
Yeah, no, I like I pay with a
Yeah.
credit card, like,
Okay, I
I
thought
don't
you meant
do
there was
nothing
a
with my bank.
Yeah,
So-
they still charge you.
And that's my thing, is they do charge, and I feel like if you're paying in full, but I think anybody on a payment plan is, they can do that, and I'm gonna be truthfully honest, because I'm all for transparency, they charge us as Indian Harbor to watch those payment plans.
Lewis.
Yes.
I'm,
So, we are charged by PMI to have payment plans.
why can't we have our own manager again? I mean, I know it was a simple thing back in the day. We transferred over to Goodwin, and now we got PMI.
Okay.
And I never really understood, because a lot of the associations out here They hire their own manager. And that manager, and they have a bookkeeper, and they keep track of the stuff in office, and not have to rely to contracts of an outside company to do everything.
I think that
But
would be
right
awesome.
now, I agree with you, James,
You know.
in the real world, but right now, we've been dealt the hand that we have, with their contract, and now we have to do due diligence on
When is
either
their contract up?
renegotiating or finding
3
other
years,
ways.
James.
3 years.
3 years. Now, the first year, you pay them an X amount of their management fee, I think 6 months. The second year is 4 months, and then the third year, if you wanna let them out, you pay them 2 months. I believe
I
it's,
think we roughly estimated it'd be, and like I said, we haven't had an attorney look at the contract and say, this is what it's gonna cost you to get out. So, but it's gonna be, $20,000-$30,000,
Also,
Well, it'd be
remember, we
cheaper to
have
do that
have
than all
something
the carts
in place to
paying
take
every
it
month.
over.
the what?
Agree with you there.
I said it'd be cheaper to get out of the contract than all this
Right,
extra
I
stuff they
agree,
pay you
that
every
could
month.
be but the thing that we have to look at, you just can't go cold turkey.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
you gotta
You
have
know, as
all
much
that
as
stuff.
we're
I know
not
you gotta have your
wanting, we
ducks
need
in
to
a
have
row.
our ducks in a row, we need to talk to them and see if we could renegotiate, see if we could do something.
There's many things.
There's many things to do,
Yeah.
it's a route that we go, I just don't wanna do tomorrow, and then we don't know what we have in
Yeah.
office,
Mm.
Remember when we switched over from Goodwin, the nightmare that was? Because Goodwin was holding out the documents, Goodwin was holding this, Goodwin wasn't releasing money. We don't wanna have the same thing happen with PMI.
Mhm.
Alright, so if that happens, and we're the ones that are running the office now, we're gonna be broke. Alright, so
Well,
we need to make sure that that doesn't happen.
And that's why we're trying to get this audit done. 'Cause
is the first step.
we can't get that done without PMI, like, we just can't. We don't have that ability to do that, so, pardon?
Your hands are tied.
For right now, but,
We're gonna untie them.
Except for us.
hang in there, guys, cause we are 100% untying this knot. Like, we are working hard. We've only been at this 4 months, and I feel like we've accomplished a ton. And the main thing is I see a change, even though it's not, like, I see it kind of slip now, but we did see a huge change in PMI because they saw that we were not,
Not tired of this crap.
that they saw where we're sitting. But we've even stopped, everybody else was going through, PMI to talk to the lawyers and this and that, and Rick's like, I'm done with that, I'm talking to the lawyer myself. Like, I don't need to go through them. It's our lawyer, we pay him, we will talk to him, so we're doing things like that. Small little things, but, and they don't like it, they're like, why are you talking to the lawyer? It's like, we have questions, we're gonna talk to the lawyer.
Okay, but if you've been talking to the lawyer, Rick, I'm curious, what is your opinion of him?
I think he's knowledgeable, I don't like any lawyers personally. I'll just be honest with you, but, they're necessary evil. But I don't know, I think, I think they could be not, he's knowledgeable, does he do things the way, I'm not an attorney, so I'm just doing it. I don't know how to answer that question, part of me says yes, I like, another part of me says I don't like the direction we're going, but,
I feel their biggest problem is that they are so knowledgeable. And when they come to Hood County, they expect the same level of knowledge here, and they don't have it. And so where they think it's a simple thing, like the population thing, it's simple to them. In his brain, it was like, there's nothing else but the federal census to go by, Everybody should know that. But here, that's not how they
but no
work.
matter how good a lawyer is, or how bad a lawyer is, you know who makes the final decision?
The judge
The
does.
judge.
And we should've kicked that judge out a long time.
I'm sorry.
You know,
Every lawsuit was ended in mediation. He never got to say anything.
yeah.
So you can't blame the judge.
Oh, I'm not blaming the
You
judge, I'm
certainly
just
decided
saying.
on the last one, James.
Huh?
You certainly decided on the last one, the one that's under appeal, what are you talking about?
Yeah, he did. You're right. You're right. You had one decision out of 4.
Okay, guys,
Any other
and
questions?
I appreciate, let me just say this, I appreciate
Hold
you.
on, so she was gonna ask a question.
Well, let it, go ahead.
Probably swatting the fly.
She's right here.
Right here.
She's right here.
I do
All right.
y'all coming up here. Happy holidays.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to everybody. I'm going home. Bye now.